Hey, BassGeek here. We're going to talk about one of my favorite things to throw when it is freezing outside. That's right, geeks. I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite winter lures. You can fish this deep, you can fish it shallow, you can fish it in open water, you can fish it down the bank, which is actually one of my favorite ways to fish this. And we're going to show that today because this lake has turned over. You can see, I hope anyway, the nice brown color. This lake's normally clear. Now the water temps is a little cold already, down in the low 40s. But if anything's going to draw a big, shallow-ish water bite, it's definitely going to be this bait. But first, geeks, I've got something for you. All right, geeks, I got something for you. You know, every single month we partner with Baitworks, one of the best online tackle retailers out there. And we do the Baitworks BassGeek box. You'll have to forgive me, I'm probably not going to be able to talk real clear because literally we spilled some drink in the boat, a little bit of soda. It's already froze out here. It's below freezing, but we're out here fishing and we're out here shooting videos for you geeks. But every month we do the BassGeek Baitworks box, and this is what I got you for December. So the very first thing that I picked up, because it is that time of year, we've got several good videos showing you how to fish these, is the Demiki Vault. This is a 3/4 ounce. Hey, let me tell you a little secret about these things. During the spring, if you're fishing clear water, use these the same way. Maybe lighten up a little bit, get you a 1/2 ounce or even a 1/4 ounce. Use it just like you would a rattle trap, except it's a little more silent, still got some great vibration. You'll get some killer bites. Next up, I got you some jig heads. Let me tell you about this ball head jig. The hook point's back the other direction, and it gives any bait an incredible roll action. So if you are having a tough time catching fish during the winter time, take this. You don't have to have forward-facing sonar. Contour the banks with it. Just take it out there and fish it just like you would a swim bait. But these are the Queen Tackle rolling, strolling heads, and they do exactly that. They have been one of the best heads that I've used so far this year, because the way the tight line tie points back toward the hook, you get this incredible rolling action with any bait. And I've got the perfect bait to pair it with. But the rolling, strolling heads, check these puppies out. I've got the perfect little bait for you right here, and I'm telling you, it works so well. By the way, geeks, you got to check these gloves out. They're from Palmy. I'm not sponsored by these people. They didn't send them to me for free. Literally bought me and Mike some because we fish all winter long. They're super nice. You can get them on Amazon. We also got heated vests on this year that we bought off Amazon, and so far I'm loving mine. I'll put links down in the description for them, and the bait wraps that I get off Amazon are pretty incredible. But this is the Winged Zoom Fluke. This is the 4-inch version. I've been catching a ton of fish on this. This is Ghost Shad. Now, one of the baits that we're going to talk about today, you've got to have these. This is one of my favorite baits to throw on this rig since I've really discovered them end of last year. This color is one of my favorite colors to throw, and that is the X-Zone Swimmer in the 3.5 inch. And this is in Ghost Shad. One of my favorite hooks to use with these, 6 Cents actually makes umbrella rig hooks, and they're some of the, I shouldn't really use the term cheapest, most affordable in the business. This is a 1/8 4/0, might be a little bit big for those, but it should work just right. So I got you some of my favorite size, the 1/8 and just the unpainted head from 6 Cents. I also like them because they've got the screw locks on them, holds those baits up extremely well. And last but not least, one of my go-tos, the good old Flash Mob Jr. I cannot tell you how many fish I have caught on this little bait right here. And don't worry, I am going to show you how to rig it, but I'm not going to use your Flash Mob Jr. and your swimmers. We're going to rig up some baits, show you how I like to fish this for shallower bass in the coldest of winter days. All right, geeks, so for those of you that don't know, This is how you put a swim bait on a screw lock. The very first thing I do is I get it up there where I want it, put my finger right here, and I punch a little hole right there. Then I go ahead, I run it up on the hook. You want to make sure that you're getting it good and straight, and you come out where that hole is. You come up. Now something I always do is lift the head, push it up flat, and then I bend and spin. And there you go. You're on there. This bait's a little old and tore, so it's hanging down a little farther than it normally is, but you get the idea of it, geeks. That thing will still catch fish. Now, I'm not going to show you on yours, and this is the one, I just cut it off to show you how to the knot that I use, which most of you geeks already know. This is going to be the pit seam knot. This is a little clear one. I looked it up the other day, and I still can't remember the name, but basically it's a pit seam knot. Spin it around about 7 times. Gloves on, it's a little tougher. Come through the eyelet, wet it, and then slide it down, and it tightens it up. Cut your tag in, and you're ready to go. So this is one of my favorite Alabama rig rods right here. This is the TFO Tactical Elite. I believe it's been taken over by the Taction, so I will put the links to the new rod in the description below. This rod is a mag heavy, and it can toss anywhere from 1 to 5 ounces, so I can throw some pretty heavier stuff on there. This is a BB1 Pro. They got rid of this version of the BB1 Pro a few years ago, Lew's did. So now I would definitely go with the Super Duty. I'll put links to a comparable reel. But as always, I'm going to use 15 to 20 pound. And this is where if you're new at throwing an ARig, I would absolutely tell you to use Co-Poly by K9. It's got a little more stretch. I've been throwing an ARig for a lot of years, so I love to throw it on the Pro 100. Again, go check out, guys, best braid on the market, I'm telling you. Best braid on the market, go check it out. There's a 10% off code right here. Just go pick up some and try it. Now, let me show you how I like to fish this in the cold weather. So during the winter time, there's a lot of different ways to fish this, but especially late fall, early winter, like when the winter really starts in and hits December here, water temps are in the low 40s, I think 44 degrees today, which by the way, there's a lot of wind, and picking these wind blown banks is really easy when you use the Deep Dive app. So the Deep Dive app is really great on days like today when I'm focusing, because when you're throwing the ARig, you want a little bit of wind, and their wind feature shows you which banks, which points, and which banks just like this that I like to fish this time of year that has a little bit of timber on it and is a channel swing bank, has the most wind. Just think about an ARig, just like it's a big spinner bait, wind is your friend. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to stay back off the bank so that I can contour. I don't 45 a lot with this, especially when I'm fishing trees. I might come across the deep end of the tree at a 45, but if I'm really targeting that, and this time of year, the bass are going to really love to congregate into those trees, those laydowns, because they're sticking out of the water. They're gathering a little bit of heat, and there's a little bit of rock on them, especially in those points or those laydowns. Then I'm just going to slow roll it. Slow roll it down that tree, slow roll it down that rock channel swing. You'll know when you get one. Rod's going to load up. Side set. Don't waste time. Get them to the boat. I always say boat hop or die. Don't get a bunch of hooks in your hand or your face with these things. Fishing an ARig really is that simple. Think about it just like fishing a spinner bait, a big spinner bait. I do impart, seldom do I ever straight reel. I do impart maybe a quick turn about every 3, 4, 5 turns of the handle. Slow is your friend. And, you know, that's really about it to an ARig. It's an incredible cold water bait. You can catch bass on it anytime. It's got such drawing power. It's one of my favorite baits to throw, really, from now all the way through till almost spawn time. All right, so how can you win the December BassGeek Baitworks box? Just put ARig down in the description below and you will get entered to win this month's box. Hey, we want to say appreciate you geeks. We had the best November we've ever had, so keep up the 100% Watch Squad. And hey, if you can't be part of the 100% Watch Squad, we appreciate you watching when you can. We love each and every one of you geeks. Now, if you want to see a real in-depth video, I mean master mofo class in how to fish the ARig, go check out this video right here. Otherwise, questions and comments in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. Be part of the 100% Watch Squad. Help me live my dream. And as always, you geeks rock.